Hey, what's up, y'all? Gotta keep things transparent. I'm in a little funky headspace here, so that's just for context. You know, you never know how you behave when you feel a certain way. So, but this is something completely different. This wire's in the way. Lisa, Rising Hope, off the request line. Cause I really don't even know what I want to watch today, so I'm just picking your submissions. So what's up? Let's just do that. I did not hear any of it. I did keep the headphones off for a second, just let it play, because I didn't know like it was Lisa from Blackpink or something. But anyways, no, it appears to be a rock band. Didn't hear it. Have not heard any of it. So let's go. Oh shit. I should have checked nationality. Is it in the thing? Is it in the... Nope. It does sound like anime though. So, one of the hard things and awesome things about this is there's so many cool things going on at the same time that on the first listen it's hard to peel them all apart. For example, the bass just did something excellent right as the drums did the fill. It's like, let's try to cherry pick the good stuff. Oh, are those cherries on her necklace? Maybe? It's almost like an alternative style chorus where it's like don 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 don. You have two guitars playing. Before we had a rhythm and a lead, so I assume it's still two lines. I didn't actually pay attention to how many guitars we have on screen. Good bass playing too. It's like they cut so fast. Okay, we do have two guitar players, two guitars, bass, drums, keys, and a singer. All right. Yeah, so I just can't get past it. Is that like, this to me is just great theme music. Like an anime. Like, as far as me just watching a video and turning this on for fun, I don't see it ever happening. But I'm immediately going like, wouldn't it be cool if someone like cut up, 5-second clips or 3-second clips of me, like 100 clips? I don't even know what's the math on for, but whatever. Like 200 clips and it was just this music. I would be like, it's the dope shit. It's the dopest shit. It's like the best music for something happening with cinematography. So here on this part, the synth has the lead. Both guitars get out of the way, but one guitar tags the end of the line. When I say tag, like, it jumps in melodically at the end of the phrase. That's a disco drum beat. Respect, I hear that. Okay, let's filter. What the fuck? Oh, I should say something, because like if I don't say it, y'all don't know I'm thinking it. I think the execution, and I think the composition is great, and I think the execution by all of the instrumentalists and the singers is all fantastic. I was just talking about how I felt as like just a listener. Yeah, but it's like any of these people, if you were to watch them play, you'd be like, bro, let's jam. It's a nice solo. Not a shred solo, not a sweep picking solo. It's a tasty blues metal solo. right there at the end of that piano phrase, the bassist came in. Yeah, I've not talked about the keyboardist at all because basically the keyboardist is doing a fantastic job, but only coming in and out in splashes, which is kind of his role. So he's doing a 10 out of 10 perfect job. But a lot of times the keys in this situation are more of a glue, like eggs in a cake batter, where it's more like you don't eat a cake and think about the eggs, but if it wasn't for the eggs, the cake wouldn't be held together. So the synth to me is really, I think in this case, even though the synth is more active, I think the bass has a more prominent role. I think the synth is more the glue here. Does that make sense? A lot of times, if you didn't have a synth player, the bass would be the glue. But since they got bass and keys, one person has to be the glue. And in this case, I feel the synth is more the glue. All right, so I was very clear, I think, in the beginning. This is a song that I would expect to hear behind some video. It's not a song that I'm going to turn on to listen to. And I think this is maybe one of the best examples ever of is there something wrong with your composition or your execution or your audience? And I think here it's the audience. I don't think there's anything wrong with the composition. I don't think there's anything wrong with how they played and executed it. I think they were perfect on both of those fronts. The mistake is the audience, me. Is that if this band were playing to hundreds of thousands of copies of me, then they're not going to get the success they deserve because I don't think I'm the target audience for this. Does that make sense? So if I was giving the musical feedback, it would be the lamest feedback maybe ever. Usually musicians are looking for something related to technique or composition or just the mix itself. Oh, there's too much guitar, or there's too much bass or something. No, the problem is that you're playing it to me. That's the actual issue. So you should, this is actually an important, complicated thing to do because it seems simple when we're talking about it, but it's difficult in the real world. Which is you need to figure out where people like me go and don't play those places. Because I'm not your target. You got to figure out where your people are and make sure you go play those places. And that's actually supremely difficult. I don't know how to do that. I'm here in Georgia. If I was like, oh, how do I play to my people in Colorado? I don't know. Usually the people I know who know how to do that, it's because they overlap with each other when they go on like small tours, 3-week tours, 3-month tours. And so what happens is when you come across a band that plays your same style of music or a similar style of music, you ask them, hey, which dates have you been to where our audience is there? And they give you a list and you give them a list. And then the next time you book a tour, you would contact those places and try to play there because you expect your audience to be there. But you're not gonna know the first time through. And you're probably not going to know if you don't. The only thing you're going to know your first time through is the places that don't work. But you need someone to tip you off on like, oh, no. This, and it can be really weird stuff. I mean, really weird. Oh, hey, there's a venue that has 700 people. But don't play it. Don't play it. Because there's another venue that has 150 people and your audience is there and they'll pay you 4 times as much if you go to that venue. But you need someone to tip you off, or you need like an awesome booking agent who knows where your sound needs to be. Right, word of mouth and contacts. The only reason I'm watching this is because someone else recommended it. And it happened to be that I'm not the target demo. But I could have been the target demo and now I would want to listen to, 25 more of these songs. So I guess we kind of talked about music industry shit here at the end. And you can tell how I really feel about the whole game because I make like 80 videos a month. And so instead of me going to chase audiences at music venues, I've decided to kind of create my own little world here where, yeah, I'm not always playing music, but we get to talk about music and we're around music. And this is a little different. This is kind of more like, I hope the audience finds me instead of me looking for them. It's slower. It's a lot slower way to do things. But kind of the cool part is that if you find me wherever you are, you can always tag back in. But if I play like the best bar in Colorado, but you don't live, or let's say you live in Colorado and I play the best bar in Colorado and you have a great time, and then I play a show in Mississippi, you can't really come to that show. So the trade-off is here, you know, I'm doing this thing in this room, but if you actually like this type of show, it's easier for you to find it. And this is like the hardest shit as an artist, because you would think the hardest thing is making a dope ass song and playing it well. No, that's tremendously hard. That takes decades of work. But the actual hardest part is getting the music in front of the people that care about it. Because there's just too much music. So you need some recipe to go about that, which I think I kind of covered in the previous, 5 to 6 minutes. Anyways, that was something brand new. Lisa Rising Hope. If I had to take a guess on the ethnicity, I'm going to choose Japanese. Nihonjin desu ka? But whatever. Might as well take a stab at it. I feel like this was like a very academic-ish video. / boring. But say some videos are what they are. If you are still here, your patience, so good. I value it. I appreciate you. You don't have to fucking click like. You don't have to hit subscribe. You don't have to do none of that bullshit. It's just amazing that you're still fucking here. Love you. I'm out.